The good news is the government has renewed funding to eradicate trachoma. Australia is still the only developed country in the world with this eye disease. The Fred Hollows Foundation is part of a coalition of health delivery organisations in the top end which want to end avoidable blindness by the year 2020. But they're going to need help from both sides to do that.
This is a tight budget, no worries, and today the government stood up for Indigenous eyes, so it is a good result. We just have to make sure that people keep to that commitment, and this is a long-term problem, so we have to tackle it long-term.
The Australian Indigenous Education Fund was one organisation which did get funding, but just a fraction of what it wanted out of the tight budget. The fund is aiming to send an extra 7,000 Indigenous kids to boarding schools across the country. To achieve that, it needs to raise $100 million, but they only got $10 million last night.
There isn't a lot of money that's been available for other programs, so to get $10 million is a great outcome. However, we need to raise $100 million, and we want to do that in joint venture with government and the private sector.
But not everyone was satisfied.
One could be forgiven for feeling like this budget was framed with the pretence that the 2.2 million Australians living in poverty simply do not exist.
He was referring to the Newstart allowance, which it was hoped would increase by $50 a week. But the government left that alone in the budget, instead opting to allow people on Newstart to earn $100 a week more before their pay is docked.
That's why we are continuing to say that Newstart is a path to despair instead of a path to employment. The government has nailed its ideological colours to the mast.
But welfare groups are also looking forward to the alternative government's plan. They'll be unveiled tomorrow night. Brooke Boney, NITV News.